Do you hear that? That's the sound of nothing. That's the sound of an empty house. This quietness right here, where you can hear your heart beating, this is the sound of an empty nest. Hi, my name is Betty, and this is Still Becoming. You may know me from Live, Learn, and Grow, a channel that I've had about energy and dating. It was a healing channel, and during that healing time of that channel, I've done a lot of healing. But also, my life has changed, as your life has changed and will change. If you find yourself in that moment right now, where your house is quiet, where your kids are gone, you no longer have a daily routine, you're no longer a mom, you're no longer a spouse, you're no longer an employee, and you're wondering, who am I now? If this is you, then this is the channel. This video has found you. This is Still Becoming. Even though the house may be quiet, even though our roles as mother, father, employer, even though we had to take off that military uniform, we had to put down our electrician devices. Maybe you were a plumber, maybe you were a doctor, maybe you were a heart surgeon. Everybody at some point in their life retires or die, and you have an empty house, a quiet house, and you're sitting there. How do I recover? How do I find my new identity? If that's where you are today, my friend, then you are in the right place. Because we're going to talk about the three pillars when life gets quiet and the house is quiet or the empty nest. We're going to talk about identity, how to re-identify who you are. We're going to talk about grief. Grief takes on many, many different forms, and we're going to talk about that. And the reason, the grief, again, it takes on many different forms, and it can come at you from any way. We're going to talk about purpose, finding your purpose again, outside of being the doctor, the lawyer, the military, the Marine, the Navy, the captain, the politician, whatever, the nurse, okay, whatever it was that you went to, that you gave your life to, and you had to take off that uniform, and you had to take off that mask that you have been wearing for decades, and you're suddenly looking at yourself and saying, who the hell am I? We're going to talk about that. So this is Still Becoming, because even though, like I said, the house gets quiet, we are still becoming. This is our time. This is our moment. This is your time to redefine who you are. No one told me what retirement was going to be about, but I wanted retirement. I was stressed out on my job, and when they offered a buyout, I grabbed it. I didn't give it much thought about social life. I just knew that I was going to have this freedom. But what they don't tell you when you retire is, what the hell do you do with this time? Most people, not most people, I won't say that because I don't have any statistic to prove it, but a lot of people, when they retire and they don't have a plan for retirement, they don't live long. So we're going to talk about a plan is a purpose. But before we do that, let's talk about identifying who you are. The first thing I did when I was retired was I took a cruise. I took a 15-day cruise, and I went to Greece and France and Florence and Italy, and I did all of that. I got that all out my system, because while I was on that job, I was always strolling through the computer looking at all the places in the world that I can go to, but I can't because I am tied to this job. Well, my friend, Right now, at this moment, you are not tied to your job. You have all the freedom in the world, but we have to redefine who you are. A lot of times when we leave our job, the phone calls don't come in. We're not invited to parties. We don't have meetings to run to. And so our daily routine is shook up. And you think when you retire, sure, I'm going to sleep till 11 o'clock in the afternoon and get up and eat junk food and do whatever you want. That's a pipe dream that someone sold you, because retirement is definitely not that. Sure, you can sleep till 11 o'clock if you want to, but after about a week, that gets to be very boring. Okay? Which is one of the reasons why I decided to come back instead of Live, Learn, and Grow, which some of you knew me from Live, Learn, and Grow. I've rebranded to Still Becoming. This is one of the reasons why, because I realize in retirement and all the things that I'm facing, identity, grief, loss, purpose, there's a lot of y'all out there going through the same thing. And I want this to be our space where we can come together weekly and make progress of becoming a better person, a new beginning, because this is your time. You are no longer tied to, Mama, can you watch the kids? And having those kids all day long. You are no longer tied to, baby, is my dinner on the table if you lost your spouse. And I'm not making light of it, because I too lost my spouse too. And so that grieving thing is real, and we're going to talk about that. So right now, we're going to talk about finding your identity. You're no longer a mother. And you're not acting in the role of a mother, because you're always going to be a mother. You're not acting as a role of a grandmother. And so what do? You have to, first of all, you have to build yourself up. You have to say, what is it that you want to be now that you are no longer those people? For me, I took a long look at myself, and when I was over there in Greece, when I was sometimes in the holy places where Paul has preached his last sermon, and the jail that he was in, I found myself on those holy grounds. I've discovered that I wanted to live a life of meaning. I wanted to live a life of purpose. I wanted to live my life intentionally. And so I made my identity out based on those things. I wanted to be loyal, truthful, and honest. I no longer wanted to wear the mask that everyone else wanted me to wear. I no longer wanted to be that person where everybody was telling them what to do. You know what I'm talking about. You have these people in your life that want to control you because they don't have any control of themselves. I no longer want to do that. So you have to create your brand new identity. So what does that look like? First of all, for me, it looked like regrouping, because life is not an island. We're not here to be alone, even though the house is quiet, the house is empty, and the friends are gone. This is a time for you to get to know who you are and what kind of friends you want in your circle, because your friends is a direct identity on who you are. Now, you may have had those co-worker friends that you went out and had drinks with and everything was fun, but when you needed them, they weren't there. Now you have a chance to vet your friends from a higher place than you've ever done before. And you don't need a lot of them. You only need a few of them. Like the slogan says, a few good men. Well, you just need a few good friends. And you want friends that, because we're later in life now. You may go to the doctor and he may give you a diagnosis, and you come home and you sit with that. But then he also tells you you need to go and get these treatments. But your circle is gone. Those people that you had from work, some of them may still be working, so you can't call on them. And some of them wasn't really your friend anyway, so the minute you call on them and tell them what thus the doctor says, they don't even have empathy or compassion for you. So you have to develop in your identity a new group of friends that's going to be there for you, that you're going to be there for them because it's a two-way street. That's going to take you to those doctor's appointments when you need to. That's going to help you find the resources that you need, because this is a whole different ball game, people. Retirement, loss of a spouse, children gone for whatever reason. This is a whole new thing that you have to get used to. And believe me, it takes some used to. You may have it so that the doctor put you on new medication and it's expensive and wasn't in your retirement budget. Okay, did you retire knowing that you were going to have a pill or something that was $1,500 a month? Did you budget for that? So no. So you want to find friends, and that's going to help you navigate the system to find the things that you need. And most importantly, you want to be that kind of friend that can navigate the system when your buddy cannot. This is going to be your new identity. It's not going to be based on what people think of me, because let's face it, at this time, we don't give a hoot about what people think of us. Come on, let's just keep it real. We don't. You either like us or we don't. We ain't losing no sleep over it. However, we do need a group of people, and we want to make sure that they're safe. We don't want people that's going to breadcrumb us, because people think breadcrumbing is just when romantic relationships. Your friends or your so-called friends, they could be breadcrumbing you too. This new age that we're in, this space, this encore that we've been given this new beginning, this new breath. Let's make the most of it. So let's find people that fit into our new identity and fits into our new purpose. My friend, right now, if you are resonating with this video, hit that like button so that the algorithm can find other people like you and I that's navigating this space together, because I'm in here with you. I'm navigating this space with you. And hit the subscribe button and share this video with someone that you know, because retirement did not come with a handbook. What it did come with, if you're lucky, you have income. You have disposable income, but it may not be enough to cover things that may come in that that you unexpectedly. But it did leave you, hopefully, with enough income that you can take care of yourself and you can enjoy your new life. You can enjoy traveling. And here's the thing about traveling. You don't have to travel with people. You could do a solo travel. I did a solo travel, okay? And it was amazing. And we'll talk about that when we talk more about identity. So for right now, I want to leave you with this. Think about who it is that you want to portray into the world, but real. You got to go deep. You don't want to show up phony. Your phony days is over, okay? This is an in-depth, vulnerable state that we're in right now, and we want to show up to the world as a real person, a loving person, not a person that's going to get used and abused because we've done so much work on ourselves. That's never going to happen again. So think about it as how your new identity, how you want to show up, and how you want to be. This is still becoming. My name is Betty, and y'all have a great day. But wait, before you go, let me know the thing that you're struggling with the most while the house is quiet. What are you struggling with the most? Leave that in the comments. I read them all, and so I can speak on that so we can become stronger, become a new beginning, become better. Bye.